you were talking about the routes that you have that are, the dangerous routes, and then the gentleman over here saying that, Caltrans should be held accountable for that. Just a thought in terms of what you might want to think about is that I had kind of an experience like that when I served on the Fresno City Council, and it had to do with railroad crossings in the district I represented. And at that time, and still today, that track route, railroad track route was San Joaquin Valley Railroad. And anyway, it was hard to get anything done or get them to return a call to try and fix their crossings and make them safer as well. So what I did, and you may want to do this, is call the Public Utilities Commission and invite them to your community, show them what your concerns are with safety, and believe me, Caltrans will respond if Public Utilities calls them. They're in Sacramento. Other offices are going to be a little bit hard to get a hold of because they've had some transitions, and but they can address a lot of that, and more importantly, they can force them to do it. So it's the Public Utilities Commission, Sacramento. I don't know how much of a reach they can do, but if there's anybody that can help you, be there.
Thank you so much for that direction. I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, just pick up the phone and call them yourselves. Only Robert could. He's busy. But I mean, as a community, the point is, as a community, you can get together and invite one of their representatives to come to your community, and you can show them.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that, and I definitely will do that. But you know, we have Caltrans sitting here right now, and I would hope that David.
No, they'll be there, believe me, because the Public Utilities calls, they'll be there.
No, but I mean, David's right here, so I mean, David.
Now, the Public Utilities isn't here.
No, I know, but I'm hoping David right now can make some kind of a commitment to at least looking at the two projects that we're talking about in Firebaugh. You know, I can talk to my city, and everyone here can talk about theirs, and we all support each other, and that's including everybody here. But you know, David, I really appreciate again. I will do everything that has been directed to me to do today, but again, you know, I would love to have some kind of a commitment from Caltrans today, you know, letting me know that we're gonna at least look at this issue. We have commitment from the FTA, and now we need some commitment from you, and this would actually help the conversation that we're having today, because every single project that's on here is on Caltrans, and yet we're trying to leverage Measure C dollars. When maybe we should have, all of these 4 projects could have been funded completely from Caltrans, and that 100 million would be totally left over. So again, we need some definite help on the west side from Caltrans, because it is your road that we're talking about.
Right. Yeah, no, I completely understand, and we do make commitments. You know, if any city invites us to any concern regarding our site right away, we typically assemble a team that have funding experience, or someone can design and actually walk the corridor. So it's something that we've been doing and making a habit of throughout our entire district.
And we did have that initial meeting already, right? We went out there and met with Caltrans, so we hope Caltrans get, you know, ongoing and start developing something. I personally don't have the time to call Caltrans 100 times, you know, and I expect you guys to be accountable for that.
You know, I actually have a friend that's on the commission, CPUC, but I'm thinking, well, Caltrans could certainly help out in the overage that's occurring with the project that they allocated originally, $218 million, right? So that the meager 100 million just be invested on the west side and take care of that. I'll call CPUC right now, I'll text her right now, you know? But I think we have a motion on the table. How much longer are we gonna discuss? Go ahead, Les.
I was just gonna tell you that Caltrans will be involved if these 3 projects have any cost overruns, because we're partners with Caltrans on these projects. We've got state ITIP money on 41, we've got state STIP money on American Avenue, and we have state local partnership money on
So we're working it out.
So we're partners, and that's what I'm telling you, is this is a convoluted, dynamic thing. We have to work through the complications as they arise. We can't commit to just saying, oh, we got all this money left over, let's spend it right now.
Right, so the conversation will continue,
Yes.
with the motion that, Mayor Valdez has put on the table. And I think it just solidifies a first strong step for the west side. And then we'll revisit the rest and engage in where we're at in regards to all the partners that are also putting in some resources.
Clarifying that, the three projects, with the motion that's on the table, the second, if that passes, those three projects will continue, they won't be stopped, and they'll be funded if there are overages. Is that correct?
I think so, because we're changing so many times. It's
The-
not that.
If I may, to clarify, it's my understanding that, the motion on the table is to accept the resolution with, an adjustment, which is a requirement to bring any remaining revenue back to the board for consideration. So that does not automatically mean that the three rural, tier one projects that are in motion right now would be automatically funded. It would be brought back to the board for consideration of additional funding.
And point of clarification to Les, those three projects are, in your estimation, if they were to be finished in the next 2 years, they have enough money right now to be
If they
finished?
were to start construction tomorrow, they'd be fully funded.
Okay. So what we're saying tonight is if this passes and they don't get built within they don't start tomorrow, they don't get built within the next 2 years, you're gonna bring it back and say there's a problem here, we're gonna need some more money.
Yes.
Okay.
And Caltrans back because they're partners, right? Not only us.
Well, no, you're just gonna bring back to have this
Yeah.
discussion again about.
But these projects will keep going.
Yes.
It doesn't stop.
Okay, they had $218 million to pay.
Discussion again.
Madam
So,
Chair, we have a motion on the table and a second.
I understand that, but I wanna make sure everybody's clear to what they're voting on, and I understand that you know what you're gonna vote on, but there was not clarification over here. So
I
just
think
wanna make
Scott
sure.
got it.
Yeah, what was it you were saying, Victor, I'm sorry?
No, I was saying that if those projects go over budget,
It'll come back to us
they'll come
again.
back to us and they're not gonna be fully funded out of that delta between that cost minus the total amount of money that gets raised from that 2006.
We're getting ahead of it, it's just that he says it hasn't even
That
started.
hasn't happened yet,
So-
yeah,
so-
that's worst case.
It will
So
come back.
it's
It
still
will
gonna come back,
Yeah.
that's what everybody needs to understand, that it's not gonna move forward, it's gonna still come back to us, that way everybody understands that. So everybody's okay?
And
Okay, so the
also,
motion was, I'm sorry.
An additional point of clarification, that this motion, this action tonight is a recommendation that still has to be approved by FCTA, that will go to the FCTA board. So that they, as the implementing agency, they would make the final decision. So this amounts to a recommendation.
Okay, so,
You know when that meeting's happening too.
so if that, I wanna open this up again, but, so if
Yeah,
it does get denied, are we back to square one again? Yeah.
We'll bring it
Okay,
back. We'll bring
we're
it
gonna go with your motion, repeat your motion again, please.
I am going to motion, once again,
Yes.
that we are going to accept 2024-36 Measure C Expenditure Plan Update Rural Projects Resolution, Tier Part 1 of that project, with the remaining overage to be held to bring back to this board on how it's going to be expended. At that time, will give us time to put up projects and things that we feel may fit into that criteria, so I'm explaining why
No,
I'm saying that, because otherwise you're gonna ask the question again, and we're gonna start talking again. So, that's what I'm motioning at this point.
Well, I
Second.
wanted to clarify, that's why I don't wanna vote on something that I don't understand what's going
I
on
know,
here, because
but
there's been so many
So
different.
you want to change those two
motions.
projects
Yeah, no, not, for that, any additional monies after these projects are
after
completed.
these four.
Step one, as explained, step one.
This is why I wanna make sure everybody understands, because then that's the question. So we have that motion on the floor, and then do you have a second?
Second, again, second.
Well, I had to open it already. Just can't-
No, it's because I restated it again, what the frustration is that I said that exact same thing, he seconded that exact same thing.
I mean, I had to open it
I
to
understand, and we did that, but you're making me restate the motion in hopes that I change it. And I'm
No,
not.
I'm not making,
Well,
no, Then
Well,
why would I do
I'm
that?
frustrated because,
Why would I
again,
do that?
I don't know. The point is that I just repeated myself
Because
again.
nobody, there was people.
I asked for clarification.
No, I know.
I was trying to get in the way.
If there's a clarification, I'm happy giving you number two, not just because you made the
And
motion.
he did, and he did clarify, and I said, fine, that was the motion, I didn't disagree with what he said. It's been documented.
Well, that's where he was also
Yeah,
asking.
he did,
He
that's what he
he
clarified.
thought that it was.
Everybody clarified.
All right, let's move
Okay,
forward.
let's
We
just
have a
move
motion and
because
a second. Call for the question.
it's been
Let's
getting to
vote.
get chaotic. So, who was the second?
Ray, 3 times.
Yeah, I hear, well, Huron, second. Okay, so Huron, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.